Let's go on to leadership rumblings. So moves to replace Sussan Ley might have cooled because the Liberal Party don't want to hand David Littleproud a win. So is that your understanding, Tim? I mean, I've asked a few Libs this. It's your turn now. Will there be a spill next week?
Well, not at the current rate. At a point, what people are looking for is leadership. At a time of national crisis, as we've endured, what people want is leadership. They don't want tantrums, like we've seen from the National Party. We don't want political stunts, which we often see from groups like One Nation. What people want to see is leadership. Do you know, Pete, there's been record number of phone calls to a tradie mental health line. There's been, last week, a record number of small businesses have gone insolvent, the largest in Australian history. We have a challenge where we want more Australians to be able to be a cohesive society. We want new Australians to integrate. And I think people want us to be focused on holding this government to account because the scale of the task is significant and real, and Australians are counting on us.
Yeah. So is that what it was from David Littleproud last week, a tantrum, a tanty?
Well, we've seen the consequences, which is, is basically replicated the political consequences of Barnaby Joyce in a Braddon foot pavement. They've hit it flat. It hasn't worked. What we need is leadership. We need responsible people standing up for the national interest and doing what's right by Australia and Australians.
So if he's, to use another pun, chuck the toys out of the pram or the cot or whatever, if you're getting into his head, why do you think he's done it? What do you think's behind it?
Well, I don't really know at the end of the day, but he's clearly walking back from his position. What people want to see very clearly at this point is leadership, not just of the coalition parties, but more importantly, to define the future of this country. I mean, when you've got a record number of small businesses that have gone insolvent, 40,000 since the Albanese government was elected, those people are looking for people to stand up and fight for them. And what they want to see from political leaders is a sense of conviction and belief that they're not just going to fight for them, but they're going to continue to fight for them until we repair this country.
Is there a way for the coalition to reform then, with Littleproud at the helm of the Nats?
Well, I think ultimately that's a question for the National Party, but it's very hard to see. What we want is to make sure that we can have a cohesive team that's focused squarely on advancing the best interests of Australians and making sure that we're out there every day when there are Australians backing themselves, whether they're tradies, whether they're small business people or whether they're salaried workers, standing up and fighting for the future of this country.
And does that include Sussan Ley as leader of the Liberal Party?
Well, Sussan's the leader, and I always support the leader. We've got to make sure that whatever it is, we're united behind the team we need to make sure we're holding the Albanese government to account. Because when you've got a record number of small business insolvencies, this is serious. This is 40,000 people's lives wiped out by this Prime Minister. And that's why you're getting record number of phone calls to mental health lines for tradies. We need action, and people are looking to us. They don't want us focused on ourselves. They want us focused on the Australian people and building out the best interests of this country.
But as you understand things, you're not expecting a spill next week?
Well, I'll put it to you this succinctly, Pete. Here's my phone. At this point, I've got no phone calls from people asking me for votes. Okay. So I think let's get real.
All right. Are you aware, though,
on the core task?
Okay, of Hasty or Taylor working the phones behind the scenes? Are you aware of any of that?
I'm quite sure that some of my colleagues are making phone calls. They do that whether there's these moments or not. The question is, what are they making them for? If they're making for build out a bold policy vision for the future of the country, which we need in their portfolios and my portfolio and all my shadow colleagues' portfolios, that's the basis in which we build the confidence of the Australian people.
Your name, Tim, has been mentioned as a potential leader. If there is a spill, would you put your name forward?
That has not been something I've entertained at all. Because what my focus is, and I've said it very clearly on this program, is on the 40,000 people who have lost their small businesses under the Albanese government. The tradies who are calling in, who need mental health support. Every Australian who's worried about their future, they should be looking to us and saying, you should be fighting for us, not yourselves.
Not your focus now, but it could be.
Sorry? Well, You can never put forward things in the future, but I can tell you right now that is not my focus. My focus is resolutely where I've said this morning.
I mean, what about a promotion though? I mean, are you going to be picking up any more portfolios? Because I mean, everyone's going to get one. Because I mean, is there enough portfolios? Is there enough libs to have all the portfolios as things stand?
Well, of course there is, and there are plenty of talented and capable people in the Liberal Party who can step up and take responsibility. Whether it's I don't want to start naming people because I'd end up in a situation where it might sound like I'm selecting the shadow cabinet for the leader. But there are plenty of people who can step up, take responsibility, because that's what we need now.
All right. Good to see you this morning as always, Tim. Thank you so much. We'll chat again soon.